Hey, what's up everybody? I'm back again with another video, and this video is gonna be a little bit different. I want to change up the stuff that I do on my channel. I just want to let y'all know that I'm versatile, you know what I'm saying? So in this video, what I'm going to do is give you my top 10 travel tips, because y'all know that we like to travel, and I guess I'll just go ahead and give y'all some of my tips that I use for traveling and stuff like that, because a lot of people think that you have to have a lot of money to travel, which you really don't. Like, you just have to budget your money correctly or whatever. But I just want to give y'all the top 10 tips that I know of that work well for me to be able to travel, save money, and do all the other stuff like that. So if you want to see that type of video, just make sure that you keep on watching. The first tip that I have on here is book in advance. I mean, that's like self-explanatory. Make sure that you book your travel in advance, but a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people like to wait till the last minute to try to find something, and then the prices are extremely high. So whenever you're traveling, you always want to make sure that you book well in advance. That way that you get the best price available for your flight or wherever you're going. I had another thing that ties into this as well that a lot of people do not know. The best day to book your flight is on a Tuesday. I don't think a lot of people know that. What I have noticed, like when I'm looking for flights and stuff like that, I've noticed on Mondays a lot of airlines drop their prices or they release their new pricing, and it's on Monday. Like if they have some type of promotion going on or something like that, it's usually like on a Monday, and then by Tuesday all of the competition has adjusted their prices so that it competes with the competitor. And so like on Tuesday is usually the best day to buy your ticket. Another thing that goes with this tip as well, this is like a long tip, and the worst day to purchase your ticket, where the worst days is on the weekend. That's the absolutely worst days to purchase your ticket. And I'm not talking about booking a flight for the weekend. No, not that. I'm talking about you actually sit down at a computer on a Saturday night, or like a Saturday or a Friday night or something like that, and then you go and book your ticket, because they're going to be more expensive, because airlines know that that's the time that most people have available to go, okay, all right, I got this time available, I'm off work, let me get on the computer and see what's out there so I can go ahead and book my flight. They know that. That's why the flights and stuff are more expensive when you booking them on the weekend. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm not saying that you can't book your flights for the weekend. I'm saying don't do your booking on the weekend. I hope that makes sense. Just with flights, I've noticed this, that sometimes if I'm looking at something on one computer and then I switch to a different computer, it may show me a cheaper price. So this one thing that you can do, like if you have more than one computer at your home, or like if you have a computer at work that you use, me personally, I book all my flights at work, because at my job they have a what is it called? What is the thing called where it blocks your IP address and stuff like that? They have that at my job. So when I'm booking, it's like I'm booking through a different, I don't know how to say it, a different state or a different country, or it changes all the time. So when I'm going onto the website, it's usually very cheaper when I look on my computer at work versus when I'm at home using my own Wi-Fi and my own computer and stuff like that. So that's one other tip that you can try to use, or you can just look on there and see if the prices are different by doing that. And a lot of people do not do this. This is like the secret code that me and Steve do all the time. And I don't know why other people don't do it as well, but I'm just giving y'all the game, I guess. This is what we do whenever we're when we're traveling and stuff like that. We do not book where we want to go, if that makes sense. We don't book where we want to go. We book where we can afford to go, if that makes sense. So a lot of people do not do that. They'll just say, hey, I want to go to Miami for such and such. I want to go here. Hey, let's go here this summer or whatever, which is cool, to each their own. But like what we do, we typically go wherever we can afford. So y'all, we use this app. and this app is called Kayak. A lot of people have heard of Kayak, but a lot of people don't use it for like the awesome features that it has in it. And Kayak has this thing called the Explore page, and on the Explore page you can put what airport you want to leave out of, and then you can put your budget in there, and then it can tell you where you want to go with the budget that you have. So I can put in there that I want to leave out of Memphis, or if I want to leave out of Los Angeles, or I want to leave out of Miami, or whatever, Orlando. I could put whatever airport that I want to leave out of, and then I could put my budget on there. And you can go as more specific as far as dates. You can put dates in there, or you can just tell it what month you want to go, and then it can tell you the cheapest time of the month to go at different places. So we do that all the time, because we'll look on there, we'll be like, okay, we want to go out of town in December or something like that, and then we will put in, okay, we leaving out of this airport, we want to go in December, here's our budget, and then boom, it'll pop up wherever we can go with that budget. We can go to Denver, we can go to New York, we can go to Los Angeles, we can go to San Diego, we can go to all those places. All those places are within our budget, and it doesn't include any fees or anything like that as far as like baggage and all that other stuff like that. It doesn't include that. This is just straight for the basic economy airfare. So like if you wanted to upgrade your seat to the main cabin or anything like that, then you will have to pay that extra for that. But this is just for the basic economy pricing. So that's what me and Steve do all the time. That's how we're able to travel a lot. We usually travel within our budget. So we have, just say, if each of us have like an extra $300 that we could spend on airfare, we'll be like, okay, so where can we go for $300? And then we just do that, and then we just go somewhere. I feel like that's the best way to do it, because you're able to go so many more places, and then you can also look on there and see when is the best time to go to a different place too. Y'all can talk about kayak so much. I ought to do a whole video about kayak because I love it so much. But let's go ahead to tip number 4. We do that all the time. I say that because I live in a small city. I don't live in a really big city. So like I can leave out of my city, but it's usually more expensive because it's a regional airport and it's not an international airport. So if I want to get a cheaper flight somewhere, I can drive maybe 2 or 3 hours somewhere, park my car, and then fly out from a bigger city, and it'll be cheaper, if that makes sense. So if you're ever looking to go somewhere, always look at the cities surrounding where you are. You can always drive an hour away, 2 hours away, 3 hours away, and book your flight through that airport, if that makes sense. Now, there are some pros and cons with using Airbnb versus a hotel, but me personally, I love Airbnb because it's a lot cheaper. And if you're flying or you're traveling with a large group, just say that you're traveling with your family with kids, or you're traveling with your friends, family reunion, whatever, a big group of people, Airbnb will be the best option for you, because you can get an entire house or you can get an entire condo. And most of these places, they have bunk beds in them. They have like multiple rooms in there. You have a full kitchen in there. It's just way better than getting 6 or 7 hotel rooms. That's just, I don't like it, because when I'm traveling with a group, I like to keep the group together so that everyone can interact with each other together, versus you have 2 people over here in this hotel room, then you got 3 people over here in this hotel room, then somebody way down the hall down there, they in that hotel room. It's like we're not together experiencing everything together. So I like having the Airbnb because it keeps everyone together. You can have everyone in the same house. We're all sitting in the kitchen, or you know, we're all in that same area together, if that makes sense. It's also a little bit more safer too, to have everyone together. And as far as price is concerned, prices is cheaper, especially with Airbnb with those larger groups, because you can get a house for maybe like $200 a night, or sometimes it's cheaper than that. It's like $100 and something a night. Sometimes they have you pay a cleaning fee and stuff like that, but once you get to the total price of that Airbnb and you compare it to how much it would cost for you to stay in a hotel room that costs $100 and something a night for 3 or 4 nights, you will see that it's cheaper to get an Airbnb. And even if you're traveling with a small group of people, maybe it's like 2 of you, just you and your kid, or just you, your significant other and your kid, or whatever, or however you want to do it, it's even cheaper that way, because I personally don't think that booking a room in someone's house while they're there is the safest thing to do. I wouldn't do that, but I prefer to get the entire house or the entire apartment. It's just way cheaper to do that, and then you just have all those other options of cooking your own food and all of that just to save money. So Airbnb is where it is. Always book you a rental car. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes in these bigger cities, when you go there, Uber and Lyft are very popular there, but it can get very expensive, especially if you have a larger group, because you would have to get an Uber XL, or you would have to get multiple Ubers, and then it just gets expensive. And especially if you're coming from the airport, when you're leaving from the airport or going to the airport, that seems to be the most expensive Uber or Lyft cost, because like it's just ridiculous, because sometimes it can get up to $30-something one way just to get you from the airport to your hotel or your Airbnb or wherever you're going. If you think about that, $30, that's $60. Sometimes it costs about $60 to $100-something for a rental car for like 3 days, like just depending on what size car that you need. Why is my hair in my face? It just depends on whatever type of car that you need. And I always book my cars directly. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes that when you don't book direct, if you have a problem going on with your reservation with the car rental places, they don't handle it there at the counter. You have to call whoever you booked it through. You got to call them and they'll be able to fix it their way, and it just causes a complete mess. So like sometimes it's better to just book directly through the car rental place. If it's Thrifty, Dollar, all of them, whatever, book direct and save yourself a headache. I'm just saying. And was this all on the same thing? Oh yeah, this is all tip number 6. So another tip that you can use, because a lot of people like to use Expedia and stuff like that to look up car rentals, and you will get all those discounts and stuff to use those other rental, like third-party rental companies or whatever. I like to get on Retail Me Not. Retail Me Not used to be the bomb back before everybody found out about it. It used to have all the coupon codes on there, but they don't have that many on there no more that work, but some of them do work. But I like to get on Retail Me Not and type in the car rental place that I want to use, and then I'll just use a coupon code to get a discount that way. So tip number 7 will be to make sure that you plan your days while you're out of town, because it seems like that it maximizes your time there, and you're able to do more things if you kind of plan out what you want to do. You don't have to have like a whole schedule of things that you want to do. Like that's something that, you know, like military people, like, okay, on this time we doing this time we doing this time we doing. No, it don't necessarily have to be like that, but you can just have a list of things in your phone that you want to do while you're there, and you could just make it your business to check off everything on your list while you're there. That's what I like to do. Unless it's something that you actually have to go in and make reservations for, then you might want to plan for that for a specific day. But like, I like to look on YouTube videos and different things like that. I like to look on YouTube videos. I like to look at travel vlogs of different places to go when you go to specific cities. Like, I'll look up things to do in San Diego, and then I'll watch the video. I'm like, this tight, I want to go to that place, and I write it down. And another website that I like to use as well, what is it called? TripAdvisor. I like to use TripAdvisor too. So on TripAdvisor, they have an option on there where you can look up like different attractions and stuff like that. So I like to use that to be able to find different things to do that I wouldn't have found looking on a YouTube video or anything like that, or just a Google search. And I use that to make out my list of different things that I want to do, because once you do that, you maximize your time and you kind of eliminate that time and you just sitting around trying to figure out what you want to do next. Because I've been on a trip like that before when I went to Cleveland. When I went to Cleveland, I didn't look up anything to do before I went there, and we spent a lot of time just walking around in circles trying to find something to do, Googling, sitting in a hotel room, Googling. Like, that's not what you want to do while you're vacationing, especially if your trip is not going to be that long. You want to make sure that you're trying to maximize all of your time while you are there doing something. This is something that I really like to do. I've done it before and I was like, that was kind of neat. And this is something that I like to do to kind of eliminate the jet lag, because I love going to the West Coast, but I hate getting jet lag because it sucks. It kind of eliminates your time while you're there because you're so tired you want to go to sleep, but you don't want to go to sleep because you want to kind of do something while you're there. So what I like to do whenever I'm traveling west is that I like to book the earliest flight that they have available if I'm going west. And when I get there, I'm not necessarily as tired because I'll still get there pretty early and I'll probably sleep while I'm on a plane. So like the time that I would normally wake up would be the time that I get there, but it's still earlier than that, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but like I'll get up early here and then I get to the airport, go to sleep on the flight going west. So I'm still on my clock here, so when I wake up off the plane, that's usually the time that I normally will wake up when I'm at home, if that makes sense. So I noticed that that works whenever I'm traveling west. And then when I'm coming back from the West Coast, I like to get a red-eye flight. If you don't know what a red-eye flight is, if you don't know what a red-eye flight is, it is a flight that leaves late at night, and it's pretty much an overnight flight. It's an overnight flight. You pretty much losing your whole day, to be honest. Like the whole night, you're completely losing that night, but you can sleep that flight back home, and then you'll make it home in the morning time, if that makes sense. I feel like that those red-eye flights are very good because you'll still get your entire day, because normally when you're traveling, you'll have like a travel day there and then you'll have a travel day back. But if you do it the way that I'm saying, if you travel early in the morning and you'll still get to your destination in the morning, it's almost like you kind of eliminated that whole travel day, because you're still getting to your destination early enough where you can still have the entire day. And coming back, you have that entire day all the way up until maybe like 1 o'clock in the morning. You have that entire day, do whatever you want to all day, and go to the airport around midnight, and your flight leaves at 1 o'clock in the morning. You done had your whole day, so now you can go to sleep on the flight going home. You make it home, boom, in the morning. So I feel like that's the best way to travel, especially when you're traveling west and coming back from the West Coast. I like to go on EVENTBRITE.com to find a lot of things that the local people are doing in the destination, wherever you're going, because EVENTBRITE has a lot of different stuff on there, different type of activities that's going on within the city, and like parties, bars, all that stuff. And not only you can use EVENTBRITE, but I also like to use GROUPON as well. GROUPON will also have those discounts on there for you to go to different activities and stuff like that. So I like using both of those to find different things to do around the city that the locals are doing. So yeah, that's tip number 9. The best thing for you to do, because a lot of these airlines have lost their mind at how much they charging for bags, y'all. Like, this is ridiculous. That's why I like Southwest Airlines, because they don't charge you for all of that. But a lot of these airlines want to charge you $35 for a bag, $30, $40, $45, whatever, $50 for a bag. The best thing for you to do is kind of consolidate your bags all into one. That's what I like to do. That's what me and Steve did when we went to Orlando. We only had one bag and we had carry-on. So They say that like you could bring like a small bag or whatever. I like to bring a backpack and my like purse or whatever. I bring a backpack and a purse. And so in my backpack, I put some more stuff in there, and then we kind of consolidate all our other stuff into one bag. Or you can just bring a carry-on. So like the best thing to do is like wear the shoes that you're gonna be wearing most of the time, like your heaviest shoes. Like if you're bringing like some tennis shoes or whatever, and then you would say like, okay, I'm gonna wear some sandals on this day, and I'm gonna wear these heels on the other day. Bring your heaviest shoes, wear those, like your tennis shoes, wear those to the airport, and then put those other lighter shoes in your luggage so that everything will fit in there. And you could just take your carry-on on the plane, so you don't even have to worry about paying for that $30 charge if you're flying one of those major airlines like American Airlines, Delta, But you know what, I think Delta don't charge today if you go in the main cabin. I don't know, whatever. If they charge for the bag, I know American Airlines do. If they charge for the bag, then try to make sure that you consolidate them really good so that you can bring it in as a carry-on. That'll save you a lot of money. And that's it, y'all. So that's all the tips that I have. Well, my top 10 tips that I have for travel. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them down in the comment section below. And if you have any other travel tips, make sure you leave them down in the comment section below, because I'm trying to find some more too, you know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to save money, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you leave that down in the comment section below. If you're new here, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. And if you want to see any of my travel vlogs, I will leave the link down below for you to check that out. And I'll see everybody else in my next video.